Hey everyone, and welcome back to the EMT Spot's Blood Pressure Podcast. I'm Samuel Harrison, and I'm excited to dive into a topic that's often overlooked but super important: high blood pressure in women.
And I'm Olivia Harper here to help you navigate this deep dive. It's interesting because while high blood pressure can affect anyone, it's particularly common in women.
It's true, and what's even trickier is that it can be a bit of a silent threat. You might not even realize anything is wrong until it's already causing some serious damage.
Exactly. That's why we're here today to shed some light on this sneaky condition. One of the most surprising things we learned from the MT spot is that feeling overly tired can be an early warning sign of high blood pressure in women.
I know, right? You might just think you need an extra cup of coffee, but it could be something more.
Think about it this way. High blood pressure can actually damage your arteries, which can lead to all sorts of issues. We're talking about things like coronary artery disease, where the arteries supplying blood to your heart are affected.
Right? And it doesn't stop there.
Yeah.
High blood pressure can also cause kidney damage, which happens when blood flow to these vital organs is restricted.
And we can't forget about peripheral artery disease, which impacts blood flow to your limbs, stomach, and even your head. It's like a domino effect throughout your body.
And all of this can contribute to that feeling of constant exhaustion, even if you're getting enough sleep. So if you're feeling more tired than usual, it's definitely worth paying attention to.
Absolutely. But here's where it gets even more interesting. The impact of high blood pressure goes far beyond just fatigue. Did you know it can seriously affect your eyesight, too?
Now that you mention it, I've heard something about that before, but I never really connected the dots.
Well, high blood pressure can damage those tiny blood vessels in your retina, leading to something called hypertensive retinopathy. Have you ever experienced blurry vision or noticed blind spots?
Actually, yeah, sometimes I do get blurry vision, especially when I'm tired. I just thought it was from staring at screens too much.
It could be, but it's also a possible symptom of hypertensive retinopathy. In severe cases, it can even lead to vision loss. It's a reminder that high blood pressure isn't just about your heart, it affects your whole body.
Wow, that's a bit scary to think about. It really makes you realize how important it is to take this seriously.
It really does, and it's not just about your eyes and energy levels. High blood pressure can also mess with your heart rhythm, leading to what doctors call arrhythmias.
So those times when you feel your heart skip a beat or flutter in your chest, that could be a sign of high blood pressure.
It's definitely a possibility, especially in women. High blood pressure can damage your circulatory system, making you more prone to those irregular heartbeats.
Okay, so we've covered fatigue, vision problems, irregular heartbeats. It's like a whole cascade of issues. Are there any other red flags we should be aware of?
Absolutely. Severe headaches, especially those throbbing ones in your temples or behind your eyes, can also be a sign.
Oh man, I get those sometimes too, especially when I'm stressed. I always just assumed it was tension headaches.
Stress can definitely be a trigger, but it's important to pay attention to the pattern and severity of your headaches. And keep in mind that these headaches can sometimes be accompanied by other symptoms like nausea, vomiting, or even dizziness.
It's almost like your body is trying to tell you something's wrong, but you're not quite sure what it is.
Exactly. It's sending you signals. You might also experience a pounding sensation in your chest, ears, or neck.
Pounding. What causes that?
It's essentially the force of your blood pulsing through those damaged arteries. Remember, high blood pressure weakens and narrows your blood vessels, especially in and around the brain. That increased pressure can create that pounding feeling.
Okay, that makes sense. So far, we've talked about fatigue, vision problems, irregular heartbeats, headaches, pounding sensations. Is there anything else we should add to this list of potential high blood pressure symptoms in women?
There are a few more things the MD Spot highlighted that you'll want to be aware of. One is blood in your urine, medically known as hematuria.
That sounds pretty alarming.
It can be a sign that high blood pressure is impacting your kidneys or urinary tract. So it's definitely not something you want to ignore.
Okay, noted. What about shortness of breath? Could that be related to high blood pressure?
Yes, it could be a sign of pulmonary hypertension, which is often shortened to PH.
I've heard that term before, but I'm not really sure what it means. Could you break it down for us?
Of course, pulmonary hypertension is a serious condition that can actually stem from high blood pressure. It basically means that the arteries carrying blood from your heart to your lungs have become narrowed.
So it's like a traffic jam in your arteries.
That's a great way to put it. That restricted blood flow makes it harder for your body to get the oxygen it needs.
So even simple activities like climbing stairs or taking a brisk walk could become a challenge.
Exactly. If you find yourself suddenly out of breath doing things that used to be easy for you, It's worth getting checked out by your doctor.
So we've covered bloody urine and shortness of breath. What about chest pain? I imagine that's a pretty significant symptom too.
You're absolutely right. Chest pain, whether it's a sharp stabbing pain or a dull, throbbing sensation, can be another warning sign of high blood pressure in women.
Is it always located right in the chest, or can it radiate to other areas?
That's the thing, it can actually spread to your shoulder, arms, and even your jaw. You might also notice that it gets worse when you breathe.
Wow, this is all starting to paint a pretty clear picture of how widespread the effects of high blood pressure can be.
It's not just about a number on a blood pressure cuff. It's about understanding the potential damage that high blood pressure can inflict on multiple systems throughout your body.
And that's why it's so crucial to catch it early and get it under control.
Absolutely. Early detection and management are key to preventing those serious health complications down the road.
Well, we've covered a lot of ground today. We've explored some of those sneaky symptoms of high blood pressure in women.
And we've only just scratched the surface. But don't worry. We'll be back for part 2, where we'll delve into some practical tips for managing high blood pressure and living a healthier life.
Stay tuned. Welcome back to the EMT Spot's Blood Pressure Podcast. In the last part, we talked about all those sneaky symptoms of high blood pressure, like fatigue, vision problems, and irregular heartbeats. It's almost like trying to solve a mystery, figuring out what your body is trying to tell you.
It's true. High blood pressure can be a bit of a puzzle. But the good news is that there's a lot we can do to manage it and reduce those risks.
That's a relief to hear. Yeah. So let's talk solutions. Where do we even begin? What are some practical steps that women can take to get their blood pressure under control?
Well, the first step is always awareness, which is exactly what we're doing here today. By understanding the symptoms and the potential consequences of high blood pressure, you're already ahead of the game.
Right. Knowledge is power, as they say. But once you're aware, what are some concrete actions that women can take?
Lifestyle changes are often the first line of defense when it comes to managing high blood pressure.
So things like diet and exercise, I bet those play a big role.
You got it. Adopting a heart-healthy diet can make a world of difference. This means filling your plate with plenty of fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and lean proteins.
Okay, so basically the good stuff and the bad stuff. Out. Makes sense. But what about those bad foods? What should we be cutting back on?
You'll want to watch your intake of saturated and trans fats, sodium, and added sugars. Those are the usual suspects when it comes to raising blood pressure.
So those processed foods, sugary drinks, and salty snacks, they're probably not our best friends when it comes to managing high blood pressure.
Exactly. It's all about making smart choices that support your heart health.
What about exercise? I know that's always a hot topic when it comes to health and well-being.
You're right. Regular physical activity is like a secret weapon for lowering blood pressure. Aim for at least 30 minutes of moderate intensity exercise most days of the week.
So we're talking brisk walking, swimming, cycling, dancing, anything that gets your heart rate up a bit?
You got it. Find an activity you enjoy so you're more likely to stick with it.
That's great advice. I think a lot of people fall into the trap of forcing themselves to do workouts they hate, and then they just give up altogether.
It happens all the time. Exercise should be enjoyable, not a chore.
Okay, so we've got diet and exercise as our dynamic duo for combating high blood pressure. Anything else we can add to this heart-healthy toolkit?
Well, managing stress is another key piece of the puzzle.
That makes sense. Stress can take a toll on your whole body, right?
Exactly. Stress can cause those temporary spikes in blood pressure. And if you're constantly stressed, those spikes can become more frequent and even contribute to chronic high blood pressure.
So finding healthy ways to cope with stress, like yoga meditation or spending time in nature, could really make a difference.
Absolutely. It's all about finding what works for you and incorporating those stress-reducing activities into your routine.
Now, I know that sometimes lifestyle changes alone aren't enough to manage high blood pressure. In those cases, medication might be necessary, right?
That's right. There are a lot of different medications available that can help lower blood pressure. Your doctor can work with you to determine the best option for you based on your individual needs and your health history.
So it's important to have open communication with your healthcare provider and follow their guidance.
Absolutely. It's a partnership. Your doctor is there to support you and help you navigate the challenges of managing high blood pressure. But remember, medication is just one part of the equation.
Right. Lifestyle modifications are still super important, even if you're taking medication. It's a team effort.
Exactly. It's all about taking a holistic approach. And speaking of holistic, did you know that there are some natural supplements that might be helpful for lowering blood pressure?
Oh, that's interesting. I'm always curious about natural remedies. What kind of supplements are we talking about?
Well, some studies suggest that supplements like magnesium, potassium, and omega-3 fatty acids might have a positive impact on blood pressure.
But it's always best to check with your doctor before starting any new supplements,
Right.
right? Just to be on the safe side.
You're absolutely right. Your doctor can help you figure out the right dosage and make sure the supplement won't interact with any medications you're already taking.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of practical tips for managing high blood pressure: diet, exercise, stress management, medication, and even some natural supplements. It sounds like a multi-pronged approach is the way to go.
It definitely is. It's not about finding one magic bullet. It's about creating a sustainable lifestyle that supports your overall health and well-being.
And that journey is going to be unique for each person.
Right, exactly. What works for one person might not work for another. It's all about finding what fits your individual needs and preferences.
This has been incredibly informative. I feel like we've really unpacked the complexities of high blood pressure in women, and more importantly, explored some real solutions.
Me too. It's been a fascinating deep dive so far, but we're not done yet.
That's right. In part 3, we'll be venturing into the world of cutting-edge research and emerging trends in high blood pressure management. Stay tuned. Welcome back to the EMT Spot's Blood Pressure Podcast. We've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive into high blood pressure in women and now it's time for the grand finale.
That's right. In this final part, we're going beyond the basics and exploring some exciting new developments and trends in high blood pressure management. It's a rapidly evolving field, and there's always something new to learn.
I love that. It's so encouraging to know that researchers are constantly working to improve treatment options. So what's got you particularly excited these days? What's on the cutting edge of high blood pressure research?
Well, one area that's generating a lot of buzz is personalized medicine.
Personalized medicine. That sounds futuristic. What exactly does that mean when it comes to high blood pressure?
It's all about tailoring treatment plans to each individual, taking into account their unique genetic makeup, lifestyle factors, and even their responses to different medications. It's a shift away from the one-size-fits-all approach to healthcare.
So it's like creating a custom-made suit for your health, instead of trying to squeeze everyone into the same off-the-rack solution.
That's a great analogy. Researchers are making incredible strides in understanding how our genes influence our risk of developing high blood pressure and how we respond to various treatments. It's like unlocking a personalized code to better manage the condition.
That's amazing. So instead of just trying different medications until one works, doctors can use genetic information to predict which medication is most likely to be effective for a specific patient.
Precisely. It's about maximizing the benefits while minimizing potential side effects. And it's not just about genetics. Personalized medicine also takes into account those important lifestyle factors we discussed earlier.
So things like diet, exercise, and stress levels, those all play a role in shaping a truly personalized treatment plan.
Absolutely. It's a holistic approach that considers the whole person, not just their blood pressure reading. It's about empowering individuals to take control of their health.
That makes a lot of sense. It's about recognizing that we're all unique, and our healthcare should reflect that. Now, speaking of empowering individuals, I've heard a lot about the rise of telehealth lately. Is that something you're seeing as a trend in high blood pressure management?
It definitely is. Telehealth is transforming the way we approach healthcare, and high blood pressure management is no exception. With telehealth, patients can consult with their healthcare providers remotely using video conferencing, phone calls, or even online messaging.
So no more battling traffic or taking time off work just to get a blood pressure check.
Exactly. Telehealth makes it so much more convenient and accessible for people to monitor their blood pressure and stay connected with their healthcare team. It's a game changer for people who live in rural areas, have limited mobility, or simply have busy schedules.
That's fantastic. It removes those barriers to care that so many people face. And with the rise of wearable technology like smartwatches that can track blood pressure, telehealth is becoming even more powerful.
Imagine this. You're at home going about your day, and your smartwatch is discreetly monitoring your blood pressure. If it detects any concerning readings, it automatically alerts your doctor. It's like having a virtual guardian angel watching over your heart health.
That's incredible. It feels like we're on the cusp of a true revolution in healthcare.
We really are. Technology is transforming the way we manage high blood pressure, making it more personalized, accessible, and proactive. It's an exciting time to be alive, especially if you're passionate about health and well-being.
Well said. So, as we wrap up this deep dive into high blood pressure in women, what's the key message you want our listeners to take away?
The main takeaway here is that high blood pressure is manageable. With awareness, lifestyle changes, and the right medical care, women can live long, healthy, and fulfilling lives. And with all the exciting advancements on the horizon, the future of high blood pressure management looks brighter than ever.
That's a wonderful note to end on. It's all about staying informed, being proactive, and maintaining a sense of hope.
Absolutely. And that brings us to the end of our deep dive into high blood pressure in women. I'm Olivia Harper.
And I'm Samuel Harrison. Thank you for joining us on the EMT Spot's Blood Pressure Podcast. We hope you found this deep dive informative and empowering. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more insightful episodes on blood pressure and other important health topics. And be sure to like, comment, and share this episode with anyone who might benefit from this information.
Until next time, stay healthy and take care.